Diego! Howdy YouTube, and welcome Thurston County to the Farmhouse show and good news over coffee with Jimbo Jitsu. It's a Monday, we got a lot to talk about this morning. One of the benefits is Angie made some of her purple ribbon banana bread. She won a purple ribbon with that, that's right. So that makes the morning a little better. Good news. Well, speaking of good news, it's really good news. I was invited kind of last moment to the Ole Acoustic Music Festival. This is the first time they've had one. It was at the Olympia Ballroom, downtown Olympia, Washington. They had 2 stages, lots of good brands. Dr. Shrieky and the Earthwalkers. We have Mr. Paul Maurer. Were 2 of the live sets I've already got up on YouTube for you guys to watch, and then the Ole Mountain Boys is a set that I'm working on. And the story behind that is I've made a deal with the Ole Mountain Boys, really good bluegrass band, to do a live performance for my cousin Lila at her place in exchange for about $1,000 worth of video editing and production work. So I spent the first 2 hours of this contract at the Ole Acoustic Music Awards, or festival, there's no awards, where they packed it in. Got some good footage of them playing in front of a packed crowd. They're all dressed up in their suits, just doing a great job. I've got on the old camera all the footage live of them playing, and then I'm running around with the digital, taking photos and doing some individual shots I can work into a music video. We were talking about what kind of music video they were thinking of, and they were just pretty much a song that they could have on CD to give to people. A lot of gigs they're getting asked to play, the requirement is to have a DVD of you playing. So I said, well, maybe we could do the whole album, do an interview series, tie in, you know, have one guy talk a little bit about himself, play a song, a little more about himself, some interactive photos about his history or past or something, what he's talking about, do 2 songs per band member, get their whole album converted into a music DVD. And they liked that idea, so we're going to go around getting pictures of them in different places, and as my wife suggested, we should have them get me copies of old photos that are relevant to them. So that's what's going on. We skipped all the way down to Delphi Farms. Oh, that is next, Delphi Farms. And cooking. What's cooking? I did take that, I think it's a 10-pound ribeye roast. I'm not sure it's prime, but it's a big ribeye roast. And I took that out of the freezer today. And it won't be cooking today, but will probably be getting cooked around Wednesday. I'm also trying to get a hold of Heavenly Hot barbecue team to talk about the circuit and all that good stuff, and to see if maybe Steve wants to give a crack at cooking it up and making a video. Wouldn't that be cool? Seeing Thurston County barbecue champions slap down some, and it's his choice. Does he want to cut it up into ribeye steaks, or does he want to make it like a prime rib roast? That's what I got cooking up this week. I have been in so many meetings, in and out of meetings this week, that I just haven't had time to even, this morning, to get, I'm going to be in and out of meetings all day long. I have a lunch meeting, so that takes care of my lunch meal. Dinner, Angie and I will have to think of that as we get up there. Charity, I would like to talk a little bit about charity. It's not mine right now, Americans for a Better World, but rather the Hawks Prairie Rotary, which is part of Rotary International. I joined that charity recently. It's a service club, and that means they provide service to places like they're eradicating polio, and they're down to 2 countries left in the world, and polio will be off of our planet, no longer in existence, except in those government laboratories. So they're doing stuff like that, and they do a lot of clean water projects, and I somehow am on like a steering committee, oversight committee called WashRag, and I think it's called that because I live in Washington State. I'm not sure what the whole name means, but people bring clean water projects to us, and we make sure they get their stuff in order before we give them the stamp of approval and they move on to other funding through Rotary. Very interesting. And then I find myself on the Mushroom Festival, which is a Hawks Prairie Club Rotary, not an international district, but the club I joined, and they're putting on the Mushroom Festival again this year. There's some videos of me out at the Mushroom Festival last year where I did some cooking demos. I'm going to be back cooking, and I just found out today that we're going to have a barbecue circuit there. So the Thurston County Barbecue Circuit is going to be right outside the Mushroom Festival, and that way people won't have to pay to come see the barbecue and participate in that if they don't want to, and if they do, they can get inside the Mushroom Festival. We'll probably have a discount ticket or something for you. And so that's what's going on with charity. I'm on 3 committees. And on that one, I'm on a food committee that just deals about the mushrooms that are going to be cooked. There's a best of restaurants cook out some mushrooms, and the people pay $10 and they go in, they taste it and vote on the best one. All this money being raised goes for scholarships. So it's a good cause, and it's a fun time. Charity. Eco Village, one component at a time. Well, we talked about power and water. Which sits on top of the infrastructure building. So let's talk a little bit about the infrastructure building. This is a circular building that would theoretically have a paved roundabout around it. And the idea is that besides having the medical, the chief, the fire police section, the industrialized section, and like the goods market, where it's more common where you have electricity, you have goods that need to be refrigerated, frozen, stuff like that section. Then on the outside of that there would be the market, the village market, where people would set up their stalls and sell whatever wares they sell in their region, in their villages. So they're, besides having this huge power and water tower, which is cool because people can have water at the center of their village now, clean, fresh water. They've got some electricity, so there's going to be, you know, probably some, like a high school metal shop where they can do metallurgy, they can heat up metal and melt it down, they can make wire, all sorts of things like that. So that's going to be in the center building underneath the power and water tower. And looks like we've got a low flying helicopter. And, you know, we'll talk more about that this week. Today's goals. I would like to finish editing the Music Mob video. I kind of got distracted with that last minute invite to the Ole Acoustic Music Awards or Festival. So I've got, although I got a couple of those videos up, I don't have the ones I had planned doing up. So my goal is to get through that, get through all these meetings, and get the rest of the week planned out so I can be very productive, efficient, and meet with all my great friends that are helping me network things and do good things in this world. Because that's what it's all about, getting together with good people that are wanting to help and do the same thing. Yeah, there's the helicopter. It's one of those big ones with the blades in the front and back. Chinook. Contest. Alright, no contest. Great idea. Gonna drop that one for a while. I was thinking of doing a calendar thing for the charity. So I am thankful for Purple Ribbon Banana Bread, Knox Spice, Tango Spice, both of those. I mean, with those two companies, I really don't need to buy other spices. I just add some garlic and some onion to them, as I myself use a lot of garlic and onion, and I can change either one of their flavors of spices into something with a little more garlic and onion. So I'm thankful for that stuff. I'm very thankful for the new friends in the world and the new opportunities to help the sustainable movement through clean water now, and an opportunity to help raise money for scholarships for kids. That stuff's all important. So I'm very thankful for that. And gardening tip of the day is, how are we going to top what we did last week with avocados? Well, have fun in the garden. How's that one? Okay, here's something you probably didn't know. We don't actually rototill our aisleways where we walk. We let that stuff grow. If we have to, we'll come by with a weed eater and hit it. But we like to have grass growing in our garden so natural predators and the things they eat have an environment to live in. If you totally extinguish that environment, when some pest comes into your garden, it will sweep through and wipe out all the plants, or infect all the plants that it particularly likes. So what we do to help slow that whole process down so we can combat it through squishing them by hand, that's normally how we do it, is we let grass grow. And also on our raised beds, we don't have anything there except dirt, so it's holding the soil in. As we're drip irrigating, it doesn't water the weeds that we let grow. And like I said, we just hit them once or twice with the weed eater. So there's a tip. You can actually have a living walkway. You can even make it wide enough. If I haven't gotten to it, but you can make it really wide and have a lawnmower drive up and down it like it's a lawn. Although we'll get into lawn tips tomorrow. Alright, guess that was right at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. So as I was describing, take your raised bed, you got the top end and it levels out in a walkway. You have grass growing here on the sides and on the walkway, and if it's wide enough you can mow down it with your lawnmower. And then you can weed eat the sides every once in a while. But on the top of the bed, it goes like this. The sides, you have your drip irrigation. The water comes down and doesn't really water the sides. So once these weeds are established, they won't keep growing prolifically. And that's that. See you later, YouTube. Bye, Diego. Thank you all for watching us and joining in on this here show and leaving comments and interacting. Thanks for stopping by the farmhouse. Beg your pardon. That is award-winning.
That's good.